So, um, yeah, so I treat Eddie like he is the other partner because he is, right? And I think that that's important because then in other situations, I've seen people like have friends. Like I'll be like, "Oh, what is y'all situation? Oh, this is my friend," and y'all are cuddled up or like holding hands or y'all laying on each other or caressing each other and being like, "Wow, that's dope that can exist." And it's not a situationship. I think situationships annoy me because they're not intentional. It's just like whatever happens. And I think that it's not that you have to be this weird, like super deep, but like be intentional about why we're here. Why are we here?
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to this like we kind of are friends, but we love each other, and we okay. Then what would you like that to mean? What is the experience you want to have here?
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't mean like future. What do we want our future to be? Because we don't know. Like it can be lots of things. But like, what do we want to do? What are we doing here right now?
Yeah.
Right. And it's better that we're clear so that it kind of decrease. It just tells us how we would like to navigate in those parameters for each of us. Now we have to communicate about that. We should.
Yeah.
Right? If it is we are friends and we fuck sometimes, cool. What are the parameters around that? Right? So I can be clear about, well, do I want that kind of relationship? Can I handle that? Does that work for me? You know? We can be better accountable to each other. But like knowing that it's also just possible to have your friend be that for you, and it's not this weird thing that may or may not happen. It could happen more often than not. And so we can shift the way that we have relationships, and it's not about how many relationships you've had that are romantic. Because I also just think that you could have had lots of relationships or very little relationships and either be good or bad at relationships, at having them. Because you're not clear on lots of things. Right? So, I don't know. I think that it helps a lot to like explore the different ways in which we get to have relationships and how we communicate our needs and what's possible for what we need and want and what we can be. I think it helps in how we redefine family. I think if my mother knew all the ways in which I've been mothered by other women, I think she would feel more supported. And like understand that she made a lot of great decisions that even moving forward, it would be great if she actually understood and was intentional about making those decisions for herself. Like, look at where you put me so that these women can mother me. And so it's not a lack on your part. Look at what you did. You created another way to do the thing that you felt like you weren't capable of doing. And how powerful that is.
That's true. I think intimate friendships, this conversation is because a person asked me what an intimate friendship was. And then she was like, is it like a, because I said that, and she said, like, friends with benefits? I was like, no.
Maybe that could be kind of reformed.
I was like, I think friends with benefits can be an intimate relationship, but not all intimate relationships are friends with benefits. Because it's not the same as, like, and there's also very different energy around it. I think friends with benefits is very much like, don't catch feelings. Back in the day, now it's kind of like transactional, which is like relationships, but I feel like there's a focus on sex, the benefits, or whatever the benefits are. If it's like money, whatever it could be. People don't really call sugar baby, sugar daddy stuff friends with benefits, because then you're not really friends necessarily. And I feel like friends with benefits, y'all don't actually have to be friends.
Yeah.
Versus intimate friendships, like y'all are friends.
We have an agreement.
We have an agreement.
Sorry.
And so I think the intimate friendship thing is cool because for whether or not that's for people, like for whatever, you know, if that suits your taste, I think what's really cool is being able to think about relationships and what you want from them, and like being more open to what it could be. Because I think a lot of the time it seems so dry.
Yeah.
Or like cut out.
Yeah.
With your girlfriend, boyfriend, y'all go to the movies. You go on the date. And then you could do these things, buy roses, have sex, cuddle. Like, these are essentials. And also, like, you could do other stuff with other people. Like, we're doing this right now. And is it essential? No. Essential is just...
I mean, it's essential for me.
It's true. It's not essential for everybody.
I think most people... I was talking to someone about this. How you choose your romantic relationships is also how you choose your friends. And it should be.
It should be.
Because you're choosing people to be in your space.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Everybody should be people you would not date, but like people that you respect, care for.
Who care about you?
Who care about you?
Considering friends. Like, what's the point
your
of
job?
Friends if they don't care about you? I mean, that's kind of how friendship works, right?
Yeah.
Well, but more so, what kind of relationships you want to have?
What kind of relationships?
And then you can call them friends or not. I don't know. Up to you. Have no friends.
Right. You can have no friends, but be really happy. Because that's fine. Because you're happy.
You don't got best friends? Oh, okay. Okay. I don't have best anything.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's cool.
Shit, nah, that don't hurt me.
Yeah.
I'm not your best friend. Oh, okay.
I think it's so... I was going to say sad, but really it's just limiting. Because I think about the ways that my family could exist. Future video is going to be about, I guess, alternate family structures. In that, other than like what nuclear family is what it called? What the fuck is that? Like
mom, dad, the 2 kids.
Explosive.
Dog.
Yeah. 2.5 kids, is that what they say? 1.5 kids in a picket fence? Why is it half? I don't know. But
I want to try.
Yeah. That's not but my family, I think, would be so much more beautiful. First of all, my whole family would be so much more beautiful because my mom and dad are like in their weird not talking thing, even though like the fact that I'm alive, I feel like shares a link. You don't have to be friends, but they were friends and they're not friends anymore due to like relationship stuff. And I'm not going to expose everybody's stuff because it's not my business to share and like gossip, but like I feel like it would benefit everybody if we could all just flow because it's weird that there's these weird blocks. And then my dad has his own stuff with his family. People not talking here and there. My mom got stuff. Like, why can't we all just talk? But more specifically to the alternate family structures, I think it would be so cool if my mom could talk to the other people involved.
I would like to listen in on a conversation between my mom and my grandmother, like being really honest. Like if they had to drink like a truth serum and just say the things. Like, what would that be like?
What would happen? Because Kill Bill was intense.
Kill Bill was very honest.
At the end, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. I'd actually like to know more about my dad and his experience with his mom. And they do like a thing.
Like the end, but like forced. Truth serumed. But like consented. Like how would you like an experience that would improve your relationship with this person? Oh, okay, cool. You can read it. They will give you something. I don't know. The ethics. Whenever you get into ethics, then it gets questionable. But that would be really powerful to be able to witness.
I just want to know more about them.
Yeah.
It's not even to like explain behavior. It's just I just want to know
what they would say. Because I don't want to know like a specific thing. What would you even talk about? What questions would you ask? Who would ask? Would you still be quiet with the truth serum?
What between my dad and his dad? I don't know what the fuck happened. What was happening here?
Between your dad and himself.
Like him and his conscience.
In the mirror?
Yeah. Or like even him now to the boy he was the first day he met my mother. Because I love their story because it's very like, I think it's very raw and true. It's so Duh, yeah, wow, that's love. That's some love shit. That's some like for real, like in real life love shit. That doesn't get enough, not even not enough for recognition, but you don't hear about it. Like there's always some weird like tragic story, but like then there are real stories. It's a real story. Like I feel like if would there being if there was like ever a lifetime movie about my life or a movie about my life, even telling the story of my parents would be like, wow, that's real shit. That's some real shit. And I feel like I love that I came from love. They really love each other. Like in a very like I will be here for you till the end of time because I truly do love you. Flaws and all, with all the ways in which I really fuck up in the world. I really love you and I will be here to love you forever. And that being like, yo, I'm glad I came from that. Regardless of my dad's shit and my mom's shit, all the shit, everybody shit. You know, everybody came from love. I think my grandmother is funny because she's very clear about the fact that she did not love my grandfather, but she thought he was cool. She was like, I was doing drugs, he sold drugs, he was cool. He was cool people. And I didn't like to party. He didn't like to party. We was just that's where the drugs was at. So it was cool. We had sex, and your father came, and
There we are. That pretty much brings it up to date.
But it was. She was like, I didn't hate him. I don't hate him now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know. And I was like, I like that too. Like my mom's parents love each other, so they love each other. I was like, I want that shit. I want that. Like I just like waking up to this bitch. Just, oh, here you are again. Decades later, you old fucker, you. It's nice.
Yeah.
I love you. You fucking need to get over there. I love it. It's very exciting.
Sometimes I see us old. It's weird.
Yeah, that's
Like
shiny old
moment.
and Whitney, and it's like, yo, that's it.
All right. Possibility.
Yeah.
All the possibility.
And it's like, yo, I see that shit. All right. Like it's probably a whole lot of shit I don't see, a whole lot of shit I do not see, and then there's a lot of shit I do see, and I'm like, all right, cool. I love that. I love it.
It's cool.
I'm excited to get even bored with this motherfucker. Like I'm bored of you. I know everything about you, and then you do some other shit.
Not possible. Right? If they're doing it right in terms of right, just being expanding, doing the things that make them feel joy. Hopefully, you'll never find the end of it.
It's going to be very exciting. Shawnee is the one. I really think it's really interesting because it really hits me that we are like a interesting constellation. If I'm the sun and Shawnee's the moon, Whitney is totally the earth. Mm-hmm. She is Mother Nature. Mm-hmm. She looks so sweet and gentle sometimes. They depict Mother Nature so like docile sometimes. And then the forces, the madness, the like drama of it all.
Because Earth.
And also Earth. Creation, I do shit.
And when the moon be
mooning with the fields and the darkness and the mystery.
No, with the earth too.
Yeah.
The tide.
Oh.
The tide.
So many feelings. And that's where they connect. They understand the feelings with each other. Mm-hmm. And I realized that was a lot of
you over there with the sun, like.
Right? What?
Steam? What? This is the closest.
Right. It's like, I got this.
Can the sun know water?
Huh?
Can the sun know water? Was there water on the sun?
There is, it's hot.
Right. No.
I like it. No, I like that. And I'm like, feelings. Huh? Can I just shine? Can we just shine? I like shining. Let's be hot. Oh, hot passion. Oh, intense. Intense passion. I'll be like, y'all got it. Like all my lovers, my partners, all with the feels. I'm like, y'all do that, and then they all be like, haha, Charlie don't like feelings. I really don't. show y'all my feelings. I will show you my feelings. That's how you know I love you. Why don't I show you my feelings? Very lightly with my Aquarius moon. I want to show you. Fine. I'll do it. Don't make me. I will do it. Okay, here it is. I love them. I love them so much. Oh, those fucking two. So much. They are magical motherfucking people. Yo.
Yeah. It's fun.
It's fun and interesting to love them, especially when I know why. It's fun and interesting to love them because I know when I know why. Like even when it's hard, it's fun to love them because I know exactly why I love them. I love Shawnee. I was like, I believe. Like they were here the other day. I didn't tell them this. This is interesting if you post this. Shawnee was here and years ago, was it 2-3 years ago? In this spot, they broke my heart. They broke that shit. Like, crush. They crushed my shit. And like, cause it was like, we were in this weird place of trying to decide if we were together or some shit like that. And, thank you.
Stardog. DAWG. It is a hybrid in the sativa dominant. Check it out on Leafly. Know your weed.
Know your weed.
Thank your weed.
What was I saying?
Shawnee broke your heart.
Right. So they were sitting here, or I was sitting here, something like that, and it just reminded me of like when they broke my heart. But they gave me this. I threw it away because I was like, I don't need this because I believe. They gave me this poster that they left me that said, "There will be more love." And I was like, what the fuck does this mean? Like, you just broke up with me. What do you mean there will be more love?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, whatever is possible for like, and they just text me, haha, funny.
Yep.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I was mad at them, but I was like, nah, I feel like this is their right. There's gonna be more love in my life in general, but also with them. I believe. They don't believe it right now. They don't know. But I believe this shit. And so when we broke up, it felt like kind of final. And I was like, nah, this shit ain't final. Fuck that. And I was like, I didn't want to intrude on the dreams or anything, but I wanted to know how they were doing. So I would just be like, universe, like, please make sure that they're okay. Like, sending all the gratitude, all the blessings, whatever. And just like knowing that what we were experiencing was what was needed. But I'm like, nah, this motherfucker is the moon, I am the sun, they are my other side. We are connected, that's it, period. Just believe it. And I was like, I will wait lifetimes for this motherfucker, and we'll be back, it's fine. And so like, knowing that feeling so deep, I think it makes everything is like, fuck it. We know the truth, and that's fine. So it makes things make sense. And I think people forget that about love, is that sometimes like love and the love that a lot of people be looking for is about knowing. It's not about what it looks like, about how big the ring is, or what they bought you, or what y'all, like a house or a car or anything. It's about knowing. I know this person loves me, without a doubt. With all this shit, with anything, like, they love me. If we don't work out, whatever. I believe that my dad is still in love with my mom, very deeply. And he's like, I am not good for you. And I would not want to hurt you. I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna go fuck with some other people. But you, I can't. And I'm like, yo, I'm glad to know that I've had that experience of love too, even with everything with my parents. Like, I've seen them love each other so deeply. And how they had to make other things, they had to believe other things were possible. I think intimate friendships allow for like so much more is possible. I could feel wanted in a different way with my friends. Mm-hmm. I could experience pleasure with my friends. I could participate in that pleasure, which I like. And we can still be friends. Wild shit that I did when I did as a teenager. I believe that shit. But like, we can do this shit and we can still be friends. I think I might have taught that to my the first guy I had sex with. I was like, you could just tell me that you want to have sex, right? And he was like, what? Because he was older than me. I think I was like 14 and he was 16 or 17. He was like, what are you talking about? I was like, just tell me that you want to have sex. Like, you don't have to tell me, like, we're going to go chill, like, you want to hang out. No, tell me you want to have sex. And we can be friends.
We can be friends.
I had an ex, he's my friend. We are friends. We've never had sex. We tried one time and I was like, negative. Stop, pause. This doesn't feel right. Nope. No pause. But like, we were friends. Like, he's my homie. I love and care for him. But like, even our friendship, like, I'm not gonna say what he used to do, but like, we had a very intimate friendship. And then I think a lot of people be like, that did not happen. It did. It happened. And it was funny. I could say it, because whatever. He would come over and masturbate. But like, I wouldn't be in the room. He would just like come over and go in the room, do his thing. And then we talk about life or work, school. And then that's it. Yeah, that was our friendship. He'd call me sometimes for like stuff that he was like dealing with emotionally, sexually, like with sexuality. But like, it was just really funny that was. I don't think people would believe that was a friendship. No, y'all was fucking. We really were not having sex. If anything, people were like, oh my god, he hangs out with you. You get to be like, girls literally would wait downstairs outside my building to see him come out and be like, oh my god, you hung out with him, because I would walk him out and people go, it's like, girl. It was weird. It was a weird thing, but I don't know. I think it was important. I was like, I knew myself to be like the queen of, or the god of fucking having interesting friendships. And I'm like, because why not? Like, why can't we have that kind of experience together?
Right.
If we want to.
Right.
We can have it. I would have a fun thing. You want to hear a fun Charlie story? I'm talking quite a bit. I, in high school, had these 3 guys who would walk me home. And it was fun because it was almost like they were competing for my attention. I don't know why. I called them my 3 big boys. I loved it. And I was like, this is why people say I should write a book. They would walk me home from my program. They were older than me. I think they were by like 2 years. They would all walk me home, and they were always fighting for my attention. And not like fighting physically, it was like they knew we were all competing for Charlie's attention. And they would tell me funny stories and like whatever about themselves or whatever, and walk me home from my program. Even if they didn't live in my direction. Like, one of them lived in Washington Heights, like they lived all over the place. And one time, super funny, I remember this so clearly. We were walking home and I had heard something about this guy shaving his balls, and now at this time I was like maybe 15. So I didn't understand the concept of balls yet. I'm still learning penises. And one of them said, well, I shave my balls. And the other 2 was like, ugh. And I was like, damn. And he was like, y'all don't shave y'all's balls? And he was like, they was like, we trying, but you shave the whole baby just lifting. How you get that? And I was like, this is super funny. But also intimate, right? But also the concept of like, y'all are all friends. They were all in the same grade. Mm-hmm. and y'all are competing for my attention, and nobody's fighting. This is not a competition like fuck you. I'm gonna like boss up on you. I'm just gonna try to be the best me in this experience, and we're friends, and we're okay with like the fact that we want to talk to the same person. What?
Yeah.
Even years later, I was like, this is not real. Like they didn't know what they were doing. Years later, they were like 20. We were like in our 20s, early 20s, out of college, or at least they were out of college, and they all took me on a date, and they all talked about how they wanted my attention and like what was happening for them, and how it was cool to like know more information about each other because they were talking to me about themselves. And it was like,
they're an intimate friendship.
Yeah, and I was like, that is an intimate friendship, and y'all have an intimate whatever the fuck with me. And even this guy and his best friend, this girl, later on admitted to me that they were competing for me for years. Like years. I was like, did y'all both know y'all liked me? They were like, yeah, we were competing for you because we figured whoever got you was whoever you chose. So, like, I'm gonna give you attention, she's gonna give you attention, and whoever attention you like more, you're gonna go with. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so y'all talked about it? He was like, yeah. I was like, that is possible, people. Let me choose. And y'all don't gotta hurt each other.
Free to choose.
Y'all don't gotta hurt each other. It don't gotta be fuck you and talking shit behind each other. No. Let's be clear about what's happening. Mm-hmm. I chose him. I did. And it wasn't no shade to her. Yeah, no shade to her. It was just like, but it felt good to know that they talked about it. And it wasn't no sly shit. No, like, we're trying to get over on Charlie. Right? Like, who gonna get the pussy first? Like, it was like, I like this person, you like this person. Let's not be fucked up to each other. It's like, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that. I want to be in that. Yeah. It's better to talk about it, yo. And to be able to clearly know what each other needs. And I'm really glad to know that a lot of my friends and close friendships, we have different experiences of how we interact with each other and how I share intimacy with people. And I like that people are clear that is possible with me. Is that we have all the... I mean, if you pee with the door open, I guess that's your thing. I guess I won't pass by the door when you're peeing, right? But I also feel comfortable telling you, like, if that did make me uncomfortable, like, yo, too much for me, right? I don't care. I don't mind my friends being naked in my house. Why? Because I don't need to sexualize your body, and you know that if I do, it's not something that I need. Like, yeah, I'm not against a body. It's sexy. Yeah, I could say that, and it's not gross. And if it is gross, you can say that, and I can change whatever I need to change. Shift, however, because I also care about you being comfortable and feeling safe. So, I guess that's good to know that you can come to Charlie's house and feel safe. Or at least I'll try, however, with the best of my ability. Yeah. You know? Without the bullshit, I feel like people try to make rules for themselves and then be like, I gotta stay in the rules. Political correctness. And then we get caught up in our feelings, and our feelings take precedent over everything else. It's fucked up.
So you gotta change the rules.
Right. Gotta shift. Make it work better for you.
Yeah. You can make rules that are for you. Standards.
I was telling to my little cousin last year during our family reunion, and she was talking about like, how do you make friends considering like people can disappoint you? And I'm like, yo, no matter who it is, they're gonna disappoint you. Like your best friend can disappoint you, and they will. Your mom. You're gonna disappoint the fuck out of them.
You disappoint yourself. If you could disappoint yourself, like, come on, everybody's free game.
Right. And like we lie to ourselves all the time. And So it was like, yo, like you set the rules, but like you understand that those rules are gonna apply to you too.
But if they don't, then you have cognitive dissonance, and then you're pressed.
I just want to be clear that that's gonna cause some issues here.
Pressed,
right?
Just like trying to go with the foot on the brake at the same time. I've never tried that because I'm not trying to mess up my car.
Because you're not trying to mess up your car.
And also, like, what would that do? Like, I don't even know. Would that hurt somebody else? I don't know. Probably not, but
Possibly.
Doesn't seem good.
Yeah, it's just to try to be as clear as possible with people. Gotta know what you're asking for, but try to be as clear as you can. And if you want people to be mirrors, and people are mirrors, no matter what you do, we are mirrors for each other. What kind of mirror are you trying to look at? You want one that's clear and like see what's up here, or you want one that don't really make no sense,
right?
And you be fucking with your head.
A fun house mirror.
Fun house mirror. Destroying images and shit. I mean, if you want that. If you want somebody to just say yes to you all the time, yep. Give. You could want that.
And
what you gonna give up, right? And get that, but what you gonna give up in return? I don't know. Sounds like you're limiting your choices here.
That's true.